Melissa Gorga has spent years crafting an image that feels almost untouchable on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's presented herself as the calm voice of reason, the supportive wife, the peacemaker who just wants harmony in a family filled with chaos. Her smile is always ready, her words carefully chosen, and her reactions often measured, at least on the surface. But over time, many fans have started to notice that something doesn't quite add up. Behind that polished smile, there may be a much darker, more strategic side that viewers are only now beginning to fully question. From the moment Melissa joined the show, her relationship with Teresa Giudice became the emotional backbone of her storyline. While Melissa often claims she wants peace, her actions have repeatedly fueled tension. Fans point out that she frequently positions herself as the victim in conflicts she may have helped create. When arguments explode, Melissa appears shocked and hurt, yet moments earlier, she may have dropped subtle comments that escalated the situation. This pattern has led many viewers to wonder if her innocent act is less genuine and more calculated. One of the biggest criticisms fans raise is Melissa's ability to control the narrative. She rarely explodes the way other housewives do. Instead, she uses a softer approach, calm tones, emotional expressions, and carefully framed statements that make her look reasonable while others appear aggressive. This contrast often works in her favor. When Teresa reacts loudly or emotionally, Melissa's composed demeanor makes her seem like the rational one, even if she played a role in pushing the situation there. Some fans now believe this is not coincidence but strategy. Jealousy is another accusation that follows Melissa closely. Over the years, viewers have noticed moments where Melissa seems uncomfortable when Teresa gets attention, success, or sympathy. Whether it's business ventures, book deals, or fan support, Melissa's reactions sometimes feel forced or dismissive. Critics argue that instead of celebrating Teresa's wins, Melissa subtly downplays them or redirects the focus back to herself. These moments are small, but when added together, they paint a picture that doesn't fully align with her supportive sister-in-law persona. Then there's the issue of playing both sides. Melissa often claims she hates drama, yet she consistently stays at the center of it. She shares just enough information in private conversations to spark conflict, then steps back and acts surprised when things blow up. Fans have noticed that she rarely takes full responsibility for these moments. Instead, she frames herself as misunderstood or unfairly targeted, reinforcing her victim narrative. This tactic has worked for years, but viewers are now revisiting old seasons and seeing these patterns more clearly. Her marriage to Joe Gorga has also raised eyebrows. While they are often portrayed as one of the more stable couples on the show, cracks have appeared that suggest a more complicated reality. Melissa frequently emphasizes loyalty, respect, and unity. Yet she sometimes puts Joe in the middle of family conflicts, knowing it will deepen the divide between him and Teresa. Some fans believe Melissa understands exactly how much influence she has over Joe and uses it to strengthen her position within the family and the show. Another point of controversy is Melissa's reaction to criticism. When fans or cast members call her out, she often responds with hurt rather than accountability. Tears replace explanations, and deflection replaces reflection. This emotional response makes it difficult for others to challenge her without looking cruel. Viewers are starting to see this as another layer of manipulation, using emotion as a shield to avoid deeper conversations about her behavior. Social media has only intensified these suspicions. Fans dissect interviews, reunions, and confessionals, comparing Melissa's words to her actions. Old clips resurface, showing contradictions that were easy to miss the first time around. What once looked like grace now feels rehearsed. What once felt genuine now seems strategic. The more people rewatch, the harder it becomes to ignore the inconsistencies. Still, there are fans who argue that Melissa is simply misunderstood. They believe she's navigating an impossible situation in a family where loyalty is constantly tested. From this perspective, her calm demeanor isn't manipulation, it's survival. They claim that no matter what Melissa does, she'll always be blamed, and her smile is just armor against relentless scrutiny. This divide among viewers is exactly what keeps the conversation alive. What's undeniable is that Melissa Gorga knows how to play the long game. She understands reality television, public perception, and the power of subtlety. while others burn bridges loudly. She lets them crumble quietly. Whether that makes her smart, strategic, or shady depends on who you ask. But one thing is clear, the image of Melissa as the harmless good girl is no longer universally accepted. Melissa Gorga's presence on The Real Housewives of New Jersey has always felt carefully engineered, but as seasons pass, fans are beginning to look beyond the surface and question the intent behind her every move. What once appeared as poise and maturity now strikes many viewers as calculated restraint. The more Melissa insists she wants peace, the more people wonder why chaos seems to follow wherever she goes. It's this contradiction that has fueled growing suspicion about what she's really doing behind the scenes. A recurring theme in fan discussions is Melissa's timing. She has a habit of bringing up sensitive topics at moments guaranteed to cause maximum damage. Whether it's during group events, reunions, or emotionally charged family gatherings, her comments often land like quiet bombs. She rarely raises her voice or appears aggressive, but the impact of her words is undeniable. Fans now believe she understands exactly when and how to provoke reactions without getting her hands dirty. Another detail viewers can't ignore is how Melissa adapts her personality depending on who she's speaking to. With some cast members, she plays the role of the understanding confidant. With others, she becomes guarded and defensive. This flexibility allows her to stay in everyone's good graces while still collecting information. Many fans suspect that she uses these private conversations as leverage, selectively revealing details when it benefits her position in the group. Reunion episodes have been especially telling. When confronted directly, Melissa often deflects by reframing the conversation around her intentions rather than her actions. She'll say she never meant it that way, or that she was just being honest, shifting focus away from the consequences of what she said. This tactic frustrates viewers who feel that intent doesn't erase impact. Over time, this pattern has made some fans feel like they're watching a performance rather than a genuine attempt at resolution. Melissa's rivalry with Teresa Giudice remains the clearest example of this behavior. While Teresa is openly emotional and reactive, Melissa's responses are cooler and more controlled. This contrast consistently paints Melissa as the reasonable one, even when the situation is complex. Fans now argue that Melissa benefits from Teresa's volatility, knowing it makes her own actions look harmless by comparison. It's a dynamic that has worked in her favor season after season. Even Melissa's friendships outside the family come under scrutiny. Viewers have noticed that when alliances shift, Melissa rarely takes the fall. She distances herself just enough to avoid blame while still remaining involved. When friendships collapse, she often emerges unscathed, claiming she tried her best to keep everyone together. To critics, this looks less like loyalty and more like self-preservation. Her business ventures also spark debate. Melissa frequently promotes herself as a hardworking entrepreneur, but some fans believe she uses the show's drama to keep attention on her brand. Moments of conflict often coincide with major announcements or personal storylines, leading viewers to question whether the timing is intentional. While this is common in reality TV, Melissa's ability to blend drama with opportunity feels especially deliberate to some. Another layer fans are analyzing is Melissa's emotional presentation. Tears appear at strategic moments, often when she's being questioned or criticized. These emotional displays tend to soften the room and shut down harsher conversations. Critics argue that this isn't vulnerability, it's deflection. By becoming visibly upset, Melissa redirects sympathy toward herself and away from the original issue, effectively ending the confrontation. As older seasons resurface online, fans are reevaluating moments they once overlooked. Comments that seemed harmless now feel pointed. Smiles that looked sincere now appear rehearsed. The rewatch culture has not been kind to Melissa's image, as patterns become easier to spot when viewed back-to-back. What once felt like isolated incidents now look like a consistent strategy. Still, Melissa's supporters insist she's simply smarter than the average housewife. They argue that she's learned how to survive in a toxic environment without self-destructing. From this angle, her behavior isn't shady, it's savvy. In a franchise where explosive drama often leads to downfall, Melissa's controlled approach has kept her relevant and protected. As the conversation around Melissa Gorga continues to evolve, a new perspective is emerging among longtime viewers, one that focuses less on single moments and more on her overall influence within the group. Melissa doesn't dominate scenes with volume or aggression. Instead, she operates in the background, shaping opinions quietly. Fans now believe her real power lies not in what she says, but in how she allows others to say it for her. One of the most talked about elements is Melissa's ability to distance herself from controversy while still benefiting from it. When rumors circulate or tensions rise, she often positions herself as someone caught in the middle, rather than a contributor. This neutral stance gives her plausible deniability, even when she has information that helps spark the conflict. Viewers are starting to see this as a deliberate move that keeps her image intact while chaos unfolds around her. Her confessionals also tell an interesting story. Melissa's interviews are polished, reflective, and emotionally controlled. She frequently explains her behavior in a way that frames her as thoughtful and compassionate. But fans have begun comparing these confessionals to raw footage from the same episodes, noticing gaps between her explanations and what actually happened. These discrepancies have led many to question whether her self-awareness is genuine or carefully scripted. Another issue fans raise is Melissa's selective memory. During confrontations, she often claims she doesn't remember saying certain things or insists her words were taken out of context. While this could be innocent, the frequency of these moments has raised eyebrows. Critics argue that forgetting key details conveniently shields her from accountability, allowing her to reset the narrative whenever necessary. Melissa's relationship with newer cast members also reveals a pattern. She often welcomes them warmly, offering guidance and support early on. This initial kindness builds trust, making her appear approachable and safe. However, when those same cast members later clash with her or her allies, Melissa rarely steps in to defend them. Fans interpret this as a calculated way to gain loyalty without long-term commitment. Group dynamics tend to shift subtly when Melissa is involved. She has a way of validating people's feelings without fully agreeing, which keeps her aligned with multiple sides at once. This balancing act prevents her from being labeled as an aggressor, even though her presence influences outcomes. Over time, this has made her one of the most protected figures in the group, rarely facing the full force of backlash. The way Melissa handles public opinion is another layer fans are dissecting. She often addresses criticism indirectly, using vague statements about being misunderstood or emotionally drained. By avoiding specifics, she controls the conversation without opening herself up to deeper scrutiny. This approach allows her to acknowledge backlash while sidestepping the harder questions fans want answered. What's striking is how rarely Melissa is forced to truly confront her role in long-running conflicts. Storylines often move forward without resolution, leaving her accountability blurred. Viewers are beginning to question whether this is intentional, whether Melissa knows that unresolved tension keeps her storyline alive while avoiding clear blame. Despite the growing criticism, Melissa continues to thrive on the show. Her longevity alone suggests a deep understanding of how reality television works. She knows when to step forward and when to fade back, when to speak and when silence is more powerful. This control has kept her from becoming the villain outright, even as fans increasingly suspect her influence. By this point, many fans aren't just questioning Melissa Gorga's actions, they're questioning the entire image she's built over the years. What once felt like consistency now feels like control. Viewers are beginning to see that Melissa's greatest skill may be her ability to stay likable while subtly directing the emotional flow of the show. She rarely demands attention, yet attention somehow always finds her. One of the clearest signs of this control is how conversations seem to shift after Melissa speaks. She doesn't push hard or argue loudly. Instead, she plants ideas and lets others carry them forward. Later, when tensions explode, she can honestly say she wasn't the one who caused the fight. Fans now believe this method allows her to influence outcomes without ever being fully exposed. Melissa's role in family divisions has also come under renewed scrutiny. While she often expresses sadness about broken relationships, her actions don't always align with reconciliation. She sets emotional boundaries that protect her, but those same boundaries keep wounds open. Some viewers feel this creates a cycle where conflict never fully heals, ensuring that her storyline remains relevant season after season. Another aspect fans are rethinking is Melissa's confidence. She presents herself as self-assured and grounded, but critics argue that this confidence is sometimes used to dismiss others' feelings. When confronted, She often appears calm to the point of detachment, which can make others feel unheard. This emotional distance reinforces her image as the mature one, even when the situation calls for accountability rather than composure. Her influence extends beyond on-screen drama. Melissa understands how moments will be edited, discussed online, and replayed by fans. She tailors her reactions accordingly, avoiding extremes that could be used against her later. This awareness has helped her avoid the kind of backlash that has damaged other cast members. To many viewers, this level of foresight suggests intention, not innocence. Fans also point out that Melissa rarely evolves on camera. While others show growth, regression, or emotional breakdowns, Melissa remains steady. At first, this consistency was praised. Now it's being questioned. Some believe it's not stability, but restraint, a refusal to let her guard down in a way that could reveal uncomfortable truths. As debates continue, one thing becomes clear: Melissa Gorga thrives in ambiguity. She benefits from being just controversial enough to stay relevant, but never so polarizing that she becomes expendable. This balance has kept her protected within the franchise and endlessly discussed by viewers. In the end, the shock for fans isn't tied to a single scandal or explosive moment. It's the slow realization that Melissa's power lies in subtlety. Her smile disarms, her calm reassures, and her silence speaks louder than most confrontations. Whether this makes her a master strategist or simply a survivor of reality TV is still up for debate. When it comes to Melissa Gorga's outgoing personality, the Real Housewives of New Jersey entrepreneur clearly gets it from her mama. And now we have an update on how Melissa's mom, Donna Marco, is doing these days. Earlier this month, Melissa, her mom, and more members of their family decided to head into New York City for a seasonal day out, including checking out the tree at Rockefeller Center, which marked a major first for her mom. Such a great day in the city with the fam. My mother said she's never seen the tree in person, so we had to take her. Melissa wrote on Instagram alongside a carousel of photos from the outing. Then to thank Jesus. Then the best family dinner. Back in November, to celebrate her mom's birthday, Melissa shared a video of her dancing in front of a neon sign spelling out her name. Happy birthday to the one and only Donna Marco. Thank you for teaching us what life is all about. Family and fun. You have always done it best, she wrote. Melissa's husband, Joe, didn't miss the chance to celebrate his mother-in-law and commented, "She's the best." Melissa and Donna don't miss the chance to gush about each other on social media. Donna often posts to Instagram and celebrates Melissa and all her daughters. In March of this year, Donna posted a video on Melissa dancing on her own birthday and also shared a sweet message for her. Happy birthday to my baby. Enjoy this coming year. Laugh, love, and be happy. Back in May, time to Mother's Day, Melissa shared a family photo with her mom and two sisters, Lisa and Kim, shedding more light on their relationship. We learned from the best. So lucky to call these ladies my family and the best moms I know, she wrote. Donna is also close to her son-in-law, Joe Gorga. Back in August, she posted a birthday tribute to Melissa's husband, writing, "Happy birthday to my son-in-law. Love the husband and father you are." In addition to that, Melissa and her mom even make the time to prioritize their health together by getting checkups together, along with Joe. I'm always running around in 100 different directions, but I always remind myself that nothing is more important than health. It is the one thing that can truly hold us down, Melissa shared back in March when she got a scan with her mom and husband. Family is everything, and as my mother is getting older and Joe is my rock, I wanted to make sure that we have a heads up and we can catch anything that might be going on in our bodies right from the start. Back photo of herself with Melissa's late dad, Anthony John Marco. He passed away in a car accident when Melissa was a teen. Donna also posted a sweet tribute to her late husband. "We lost you 29 years ago, but the love never dies." On the post, Melissa commented back, "Daddy." Back in 2016, Melissa shed light on her bond with her dad in a tribute to him on what would have been his 70th birthday. "There's so much I wish he could have been here for. There's so much I want to tell him. I have so many questions for him. I wish he could meet my children," she wrote. "I know I'll see him again someday. Happy birthday, Daddy. I love you. Miss you so much." Melissa Gorga is known for many things: her attempted singing career, her husband Joe Gorga's penchant for nudity, her ever-changing views on relationships and marriage, and her jaw-dropping net worth. But many reality TV fans know her best for her ongoing issues with her sister-in-law Teresa Giudice. The pair have been bickering on The Real Housewives of New Jersey since Gorga joined the cast as a guest in Season 2. All that fighting has proved lucrative for the Gorgas. An early storyline for Melissa Gorga involved her and her husband Joe's financial struggles, but the show and some book sales pulled the family out of debt. Melissa even took on additional screen time when Teresa and Joe Giudice went to prison, filming with the Giudice children so that they could get their appearance fees as guests on the show, per Vulture. But there's more to Melissa Gorga than her family. Let's break down Melissa Gorga's net worth, her side hustles, and yes, her beef with Teresa.